Yes, I am muted. Hello. Hello, Ross. Hello, Bites Watcher. Hello, Andrew. Yes, I'm muted. Sorry, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to start with lazy music. I'm going to change to something more intense afterwards. Um, we have, as usual, Zine to dos. Man, we have so much work ahead of us, but I'm actually energized. It's going to be fun. So let me finish the announcement stuff. Do. Oh no, what did I do? Okay. Okay. So what's our plan? Our plan is we have some more to dos of work that needs to be done on Zine before we can release. We have also some document. We need to write some docs. We need to redesign the website a little bit, maybe more than a little bit. I don't know what I want to prioritize today, but we're definitely gonna do some of these things. I think I will probably start with page asset name with path because yesterday I was with Mason and I helped him port everything to new Zine. And in the process, we of course discovered a couple bugs, a couple things that I forgot to re-implement. So we implemented them, but one of them was implemented like kind of in a quick and dirty manner, and I basically solved his specific use case, but I want to make it more, more robust. Another thing is directories in layouts there. Maybe I should say subdirectories in layouts there. That's another thing that we should probably support. Although there's definitely some questions there. Okay, so how do we do this? I think I'm gonna go get myself some. Oh yeah, I need to complete the announcements, and then I'm gonna get myself some tea, and then yeah, we start. Also, it seems that Benoit has been having trouble setting up Super Markdown in Helix, which is curious. I think the next thing to repro would be, could you repro? Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna go get myself something. I'll be. No, wait. I need to announce this and here, and then I'll be right back. Okay. By the way, Bytes Watcher, earlier this morning, I was kind of sleepy and I made a mistake. I put my teacup in the microwave, but guess what? I put water in there, but I didn't put my tea bag. So I just warmed up some water, no tea in it, and I had to infuse the tea afterwards. I had to wait afterwards 4 minutes for the tea bag to infuse. There was definitely some flavor that kind of gets a little bit lost when you put the entire bag in the microwave, maybe. But it was so inefficient. It took like 3 times to do the whole thing than what it normally takes me. Anyway. Okay, so let's go through our to-dos. So the diff that I have here is something that I was doing kind of towards this, plus also some like debugging. I'm gonna leave this stuff uncommitted for now. Let's go into page asset name with path. So page asset name with path, that is in context asset. Page asset. That's how we find page assets. Yeah, this implementation was complete crap when I made it originally. So let's revisit the entire thing. So a page asset is an asset that we expect to find in, basically we can take the page URL, that becomes our prefix, and then you put there the asset file name. The problem is that this thing could have, it's not guaranteed to be just a file name. It can be a subpath. And right now we're not handling that case. So we're just assuming that it's going to be just a file name. And so we make a path name and we basically grab the name as a string and we kind of call it a day. But we need to do something better. We need the path. Let's see what the path table has for us, because it has get path no name. It has intern path with name, which is close to what we want. Intern path, intern extend. It doesn't have any magic getter, does it? It has format. And that's kind of it, huh? There's also path name. Path name. What does path name have? It has get. And that's kind of it. Okay, so there's some stuff that we need to implement on our end. We don't have infrastructure for it. I'm not sure that we should have infrastructure for it. That's I haven't seen this need in many other places. So yeah, let's see. I hardly ever drink coffee, and tea bags for me are a big no-no. I love leaf tea, strong black. I get it. I do enjoy also, let's call it high quality tea. But lately I've been lazy. I could go get some of the tea that I like more, and and try to be more serious about it. But I don't know. You know what? I guess I'm more of a coffee snob than a tea snob. I'm fine with this stuff. I guess. Nice to see that Zine gets much love lately. Yes, it really needed a push forward to become better, for sure. I rarely drink tea, but when I do, I make sure it's not coming out of a microwave. Well, listen. I don't know. You put some milk in there, sweetener, whatever. It's good. No, you know what? I should get my hands on some coffee that on some tea that I really like, so that I will prepare it properly, not by putting it in a microwave. Okay, let's get rid of this assert. Let's handle that case now. So, root validate path message. Right, so we validate the path and we complain if we don't like it. Then another thing that we need to do is do you add milk before microwaving? No, I don't. I'm not that kind of monster. Listen, okay, there is nothing to gain by putting milk in the microwave before, right? Like, it's weird, but it's not it wouldn't be a time saver. Actually, putting the milk after the fact helps lower the temperature of the liquid. So it's like, look, you might not like what I'm going for, but in any case, at least there's like some logic consistency there, okay? I'm doing things for better performance, maybe at the expense of taste. But in any case, I have crappy tea bags from Twinings. I don't have anything like insanely high quality. So I do not put the milk before microwaving. Do you steep your tea always the same? What does that mean? I prepare a cup of cold water. I put it in the microwave. Before closing the door, I put a tea bag in there, close the door, and then I let it run for 2 minutes and a half. After the ding, I take it out and add milk, sweetener, and that's it. Add milk if I have milk. Sometimes I don't have milk, so yeah. Yeah, super consistent. It's like the process is super repeatable. Yes. Okay. So I think this is unfortunate, maybe a little bit. No, you know what? No, it's actually not. And now that I think about it, we do have something like this somewhere else. You know what? I think that if I search for 512. Yeah, look at this guy. It's kind of like this. We create a buffer of 512 strings. Then we want to do, what do we want to do? Path is going to be path is going to be page.scan .url .slice. And then we basically want to mem copy path into buff. What's our problem? Okay. Then we want to say want to split the path by component, I guess. So var it equals mem dot tokenize tokenize scalar u8 ref / while it dot next. What is the problem with this? Oh yeah. Okay, so increase IDX. We keep putting it there, and then we basically say actually we put it there, but then we want to exclude the last one. Hello, low Fox. But that's fine. So basically we want to skip this, unwrap one level, and say so IDX is always +1. So our path is going to be buff 0 dot dot IDX -2. Name is going to be buff IDX -1. And that's going to be our path name. And with this, we should be happy. Well, compile errors aside. Why do we not break anymore? Well, I guess BLK should go here if we want to break. Do we still want to break? Yes, because we want to complain. If the thing is not a page asset, then we want to complain. Although I would argue that if we do find something, we should say that we found it, but it wasn't what we expected or something. I don't know. In any case, what's the next problem? Oh shit, right. We need to make a path out of it. Oh shit, there's a path in here. Let's call it full path. And this we call page path. Okay, can we do it now? Wait, am I dumb? So components is going to be this value. Oh, so now the outer if is needed again. God damn it. We just search for something different. Okay, if. Okay, let's double check. So we try to get the path. If we don't find the path, missing page asset. If we do find the path, we do get PN. If we do get PN, then great. If we don't get PN, then we fall through. Okay, so everything should be working. Theme, it's one dark. Okay, I still have Mason's website checked out somewhere. Man, so much trash. We have super cool, but super cool is not interesting. We have a random Zine server running in the background. We have a super cool. Okay. Let's see if we can build. And we put ourselves. Mem copy arguments have non-equal lengths. That is true. That is true. Can we do .ptr on this guy? I don't think we can. Yeah, we can't. Okay. So I have to do this. I guess we have to slice it. Oh, we can do this. Hopefully this works. I don't think it's guaranteed. I'm not sure it works though. No, not this one. This one. Okay, so we did it. But we broke something, I think. I think we regressed some things. Oh snap. Twitch uses AI Spark for terms of service summary. there is no way that providing AI generated summaries of terms of conditions is a legally sound idea. There is no fucking way. That is like, oh my god, lawyers in shambles. That is like, I don't know. I feel like it's just such a 360 degrees bad idea. By the way, it's also a very software development like approach. You don't make instead of making so that the actual agreement is more comprehensible and managing complexity there, instead you bolt on top a thing that claims to simplify things by adding a layer on top. And in doing so, you expose yourself to an endless amount of like potential problems. Oh man, I feel like the software engineering field is like having a very negative impact on everything else. God damn it. Okay, so it seems that we broke something. Let's revisit our steps. Also, I might have done some bad math. So we have space for 512 path components. We start from the page URL. We copy it all. We copy it all. Then we look at our components. Get your website up and running, Lowbite Fox. And this is the moment. Use the GitHub action. Yeah, get it up and running. It's like it's in a pretty well. We're not done yet, but it's in a pretty decent spot, and you can get that stuff done kind of quickly. And if you encounter bugs, then you can also have them. I can fix them for you pretty quick before we cut the release. So, you know what? Do obviously whatever makes most sense for you, but. I started on Cloudflare pages. Oh yeah, right. That doesn't matter though. Well, okay. If you depending on how you deploy stuff on Cloudflare, then maybe it doesn't apply. But we do have a guide for doing Cloudflare pages deployment from GitHub pages. Sorry, from GitHub Actions. So the idea is, instead of doing setup Zig, you do setup Zine. I can show you an example of the new version of this script if you want. But in any case, you set up the Zine, then you run Zine release, and then you call this thing. So I don't know, maybe you don't like this workflow and you have a better one. But if you don't, then this one also works. Okay, sounds good. After the random copy, do you need to update buff.len? No, because buff.len always, it's not an array list, so this is just a naked array, and the length is just the static length of the array. It's always going to be 512. So the actual amount of things that we use, the number of slots that we use of this array has to be tracked externally of it. So here we copy page path, and then after that, we start using the index at which we write starts from pagepath.len. which is what we copied over. So page path.len, and I think that is correct because we wrote every single slot except prior to this one. So we write a buffer index also, why am I so dumb? So we do st.get. Then our path. Yeah, so this should say written IDX. IDX aside should be one. Oh, it's one more. Wait a second. It's only one more. Yes, though, but that is correct. It is one more. And so we do -2 for the path and then -1 for the name. You know what? I think we just need some debug printing for these guys. Okay, so thumb.png, magfest, thumb. So this all seems fine. Unfortunately, this stuff is multi-threaded. You know what? Let's do a single-threaded build so that we don't have like these multi-threaded problems. I would suggest you do this one. Yeah. Clone the repository, build it for yourself, put it in path, and start using it. Once I start making releases, then you can stop building it yourself, and instead you can download static builds. If that's what you want, you of course can still pull from Git and just build it yourself. Either way works. And yeah, sounds good. Thumbnail. I guess we should look at the path that got us there. You know what? I think we should print this path name. Okay, let's see what this says. Format error union without specifier. Oh. Blog 2022 thumbnail GPG. No. Oh shit. Where's survivor bias? Where's survivor bias in this? What? I mean, I think. Oh my god, I'm generally generating a shitty URL for this. And is not inclusive. And is not inclusive. Yeah, like it seemed really weird for me that I would generate page URLs this wrong and not realize that up until now. Yeah, now it works. It was the -2. God damn it. As usual, I'm the curl pit. Every time something doesn't work, I'm always the curl pit. Okay, so we now deal with paths in there. No more asset, no more assert. And I think this is going to be a good commit, actually. Zig build test. Right, now we have the aliases. And we gain these things. You know what? Yeah, let's do git add. So okay. So we did this. I think I want to do this one next. Live server plus URL path prefix. So this one is kind of fun. And I think I have the perfect repro for it. So here I have a website where I have a URL. So without URL path prefix, so we output everything on the root. Let's make a non-single threaded build of Zine. Hello, Southwater. So we run it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Wait. Where is this spam coming from? Oh, no. This is super MD. I feel like that's not debug logging. This is in context, I think. No, AST. Okay, let's do that. Is there an example anywhere for CSS for code highlighting? Hello, Southwater. Yes. The official Zine website. This is the repository, and under assets, there's highlight.css, with a bunch of syntax highlighting for a bunch of languages. I have to be honest, this is not like super fancy, but it's a starting point. At some point, I will like be more serious about making better themes, but that it is an example. So enjoy. Okay, so no more spam. We run this website with the with our server, and everything is fine. But check this out. If we give it a prefix, a URL path prefix, and we run the web server, first of all, the web server doesn't try to put us in that subdirectory, and second of all, this is correct. This is 404 is correct because there shouldn't be nothing here. But then if we go here, something is wrong. And it's not in the generated stuff. I think that the generated stuff is correct. So for example, I look at the CSS stuff. The CSS stuff is correct. Like we do correctly say it should be Zine test / highlight CSS. The problem is that the web server doesn't know that it needs to, in a sense, strip the URL path prefix from URLs that it requests that it receives. Or rather, it seems to do so in a somewhat inconsistent manner, I guess. Because if we go under Zine test, we see this, but then we don't see the rest. How's that happening? You know what? Let's do this. Yes, so we do correctly when we output, when we output the files, we don't put them under the URL prefix because the URL prefix is only for URLs. Like when you have this set up on GitHub pages, for example, when you have a repo that goes under a like subdirectory, the files need to be at the root level. But then the generated URLs need to have that prefix. So it seems that we are correctly understanding this sometimes in the language server, in the live server. Sometimes we don't, which is kind of interesting. What's this? The document base URL element. What? What is this? I had no idea that this thing existed. Holy shit, I had no idea this was a thing. I genuinely had no idea. Open graph tags do not acknowledge base and should always have full absolute URLs. Of course, there had to be some like freaking thing that doesn't make it actually work for real. Okay, that's cool. Cool. So let's look at the server and let's see exactly what it is that we're doing wrong, because we definitely are doing something wrong. So I guess it's handle request. So we have a path with query. We strip the query. And then we do path ends with / blah, blah, blah. If path is equal to this, So what we need to do now is say, okay, the server needs to know if we have a URL path prefix. You know what? Let's start from the top. It should be like this. Maybe even FMT join. Something like this. Font. I think it's Fiera code. Assertion failure. How? What did I do wrong? In root 1559. How is this triggering now? What is going on? Oh, it's the format there. String. Yeah. There you go. Invalid format string. Oh, it's this. Sorry. Okay. So with this, we should have, it's not fixed yet, far from it. But with this, we should have something. And instead we don't. Why? Why do we not FNT join this stuff? URL path prefix. Wait, where am I going? Yep. Oh, wait. This is modifying the host URL. This is modifying the host URL. Is that what we want? Actually, yes, this is what we want. Oh, this is delicious. Let's see what happens when we do this. No, you know what? I'm actually might be wrong because this changes host URL. No, because then we also do this. So no, never mind. This is wrong. So this does not go here. What we want to modify is down below here. Any opinions on Berkeley Mono? I don't know. People like it. I don't hate it. I kind of like it. I feel like I don't like it as much as other people like it. I've been tempted to buy it and use it, but I never pulled the trigger. I think it's fine. So here we lost our ability to do this, which is unfortunate. I guess we could switch. What is your problem? There we go. Yeah, technically we should be doing more, but it's fine. Okay, I think for now this should do the trick. I bought it for myself and I like using it. Might get web users so I can use it on my website. Nice. Hello, Loris. You always have a comfy stream. Thank you. glad you're finding it comfy. So we don't capture anything for now. This is actually a good change because eventually for multilingual websites, we will also want to see if any of those wants to be on a different domain, and we will need to create we will need to listen on different ports, I think, to offer the same like experience. What? Huh? Huh? Why? Why is accessing CFG um why is accessing CFG causing us to behave weirdly? What is going on? What? Um, that looks like UB, but it's really weird because how do we grab the CFG? We pass in GPA. We certainly it's var, so we're modifying something in there. But we shouldn't be causing like any catastrophic thing change basically. Hmm. Hmm. Dears to watch. How is it possible that we are borking stuff at this point? These are all alloc prints. It's FMT join that is busted or something. So this string is actually fine, at least for a while. Why is it busted here then? Does it get busted afterwards or something? I'm gonna paste a couple more prints because now I'm curious to see what that string looks like in other places. It's always complete. Even when something changes, we always print it correctly. This is kind of driving me nuts. What is going on? Is it the FMT join that's causing trouble? Like, out of curiosity, what if I do this? This is not exactly the right behavior that we want, but it's still busted. Is there a problem with the word test? What? What is going on? This is crazy. What if it's Zine toast? Is it the dash? Is it a length problem? Is it a length problem? That's what she said. God damn it, man. I don't know. It's 4 kilobytes worth of space. 8 kilobytes worth of space, more or less. I'm flabbergasted by this behavior. Hello, Code Calligrapher. Hello, hello. I've always been here waiting for you. I was like the dog from Futurama, waiting for you to come back and watch my stream again all this time. Now I've been here doing my static site generator work. So if you want to make me happy and you want to, I don't know, you either want to start a blog because you don't have one, or you have one and you want to make it better. Let me put it this way. You want to make it better. Do check out Zine, or rather, you know what? Don't do that right away. Wait until I make the next release and then try out Zine, because it's going to be pretty good starting from the next release. Is the new GitHub action using standalone Zine? It is indeed, yes. Okay, so if you've been using Hugo, Zine is a static site generator inspired by Hugo, because I like Hugo, but I fixed all the things that drive me nuts about Hugo, starting from the templating language. I find the templating language that Hugo has abhorrent, because I don't like the Go templating language. Like they build on top of the Go templating language, right? So I don't like the Go one. I don't like what they did with it. And in general, I don't like curly brace templating languages because they break syntax highlighting. They're a mess, in all kinds of ways. So basically, I think that if you try Zine, you will find that oh man. So you want to know the funniest thing? Here's the funniest thing. As part of so my templating language looks like this. This is still work in progress, so this is not the final incarnation of it. But I hate these things. So I hate this. I hate that you can do this. I hate that you can treat HTML as text, and like you kind of lose the structured nature of HTML, and you do this garbage, and like you output malformed HTML, and nothing tells you that that's what you're doing, and everything becomes a mess. So I started from the bottom. So I wrote a HTML parser, and I wrote an HTML parser designed to be more strict than the HTML spec. So for example, in the HTML spec, sometimes some tags can be left open, and it's correct. For example, you can do it with like list items. It's technically valid, but I don't care. If you open a list item and you don't close it, that's a mistake, according to my parser. Then I built a language server on top of it, and it turns out that you cannot that before I did this, nobody on this planet had written a language server for HTML. So you can get diagnostics for HTML, but it's usually like linters or like tooling specific to certain JavaScript frameworks. Like you can get like Angular, I believe, has a language server that will tell you if you make certain mistakes, but like it's tied to Angular. And so I made the first ever language server that gives you diagnostics. So this is basically, and it works for normal HTML, but the point, the end goal is for it to work with my templating language, which is a superset of HTML. So the way it works for me is that basically instead of having, random shit thrown into your HTML, it's a more structured approach where you have these, like the logic is expressed as attributes, and then you have special as attribute values, and then you have special attributes that have semantic meaning for the templating language. So for example, this is like put the content of this thing inside here as text. So do escape any HTML. Put the content of like the thing that this thing evaluates to, which is the markdown content, in here, but don't escape it. You want it to be considered HTML. And then more interestingly, like you have an if. So the idea is that the if attribute evaluates to true, the body is kept. The if attribute evaluates to false, the body is lost. I have optionals. I like when you want to get the next page, you basically unwrap it with an if. And so if the value is present, then the body evaluates. Otherwise, if the next is null, then there is no body. The body disappears, and the value that you unwrap goes inside $if. Loop, similar logic. So it's kind of nice, right? You put loop on a UL, and then the body, which contains an li, gets copied. So it's kind of nice. And so that's kind of how it works. The language server right now doesn't give you auto completion, and it doesn't tell you if you write one of these expressions wrong, but that's like a temporary thing. I haven't worked on that yet, but basically I want to have the language server tell you everything, and also auto suggest stuff. Like if you do, for example, page.assets, and then you have to say which asset you want. I will have the LSP tell you these are the assets that you can choose from, because it's gonna be able to figure that out and suggest them to you. Like let's say page assets, so it will know which page assets exist. Well, you know what? Maybe not template, not because a template maps to multiple pages, so that's wrong. But a similar approach is also for Markdown. So I, instead of having Markdown, here's another thing that I hate about Hugo and similar things. Basically, the idea that you have Markdown with like a bunch of like short codes in it to basically pull HTML into the Markdown. I hate that. So I have a different system which is still based on these tiny expressions. It's just tailored for Markdown. In any case, long story short, I will have LSPs for all this stuff. I will have proper tooling, proper syntax highlighting, proper developer experience. Some of it is already out there, like Super HTML. You can get it on VS Code if you want, and it works also with normal HTML, so you don't have to do anything weird. And yeah, it's also configured by default in Helix, but it's not everywhere yet. But yeah, we're getting there. Long story short. Okay, I really have no idea why we're getting this behavior from our thing. I'm starting to think that there's like some kind of like max line size that we're hitting, and that's what's causing trouble. Do you plan to eventually upstream grammars and LSP configs to Helix? Yes. Well, the LSP config for Super HTML is already there. Like if you have a new Helix and you do hx dash health HTML, it will tell you that it will assume that you will want to do this. So it will search for Super HTML in your path. You used to have to put this manually, but now it works. Now, if you want to have Super HTML support, then that one is not included in Helix yet. You have to do it yourself. But yes, the plan is to once it gets like far ahead enough, is to also have that be the default. Like, yes, oh no. So this is what's going on. We are hitting some kind of max line limit. That is making me uber sad. Let's see if we can well, avoid that limit. So let me undo stuff so that we can go back to things working normally. Then we're calling start. Are we doing some extra initialization in main? Yes, we are. Okay, maybe there's more options that we can pass in. Let's see. User provided buffer. Progress output will be truncated if it cannot fit into this buffer, which will look bad but not cause any malfunctions. Okay. Estimate total items, root name, disable printing. So this works. Buffer is big. So I guess we should see where we are actually like deciding how long each print line should be. You know what we should do? We should keep accessing the node name. Okay, so let's go back. When we call, let's go in serve. When called start, we pass in a name. Where does it get used? It's get passed to some in function. Okay, let's look at init. Let's look at what it does with name. There we go. Max name len. Look at this shit. 40. And it's hard coded. No, dude. No, dude. Why are you like this? It's hard coded at 40. Come on, man. Don't be like this. Don't be like this, dude. That is unfortunate. I don't think 40 is enough. I think the max name length should be. I mean, I get it. You don't want it to be 80, I think, because you want to leave space for nested stuff. But I feel like 40 is a little bit too aggressive. That is so unfortunate. Oh, man. Well, if you're allergic to Electron, you might be interested in what people are doing with Orca, which is basically the inverse Electron in a sense. Um. Okay, so basically this thing can't be solved easily, which is kind of annoying. The funny thing is that if we drop the localhost and we leave there the square brackets, the IPv6 square brackets, then we don't hit that limit. But then, you know, a user could make this thing arbitrarily long and it's annoying. It's really annoying. Maybe I'll just leave it as, I'll just leave it there as that and then worry about it later. It should be configurable though. No, okay, so now we know why this is like this. Okay, Zine test. Let's now fix everything else. Again, I'm surprised that the home works, but that assets do not. So let's see where else we need to fix this stuff. Or rather, let me see, where are we doing URL path prefix? We're not using URL path prefix anywhere, which is interesting. So how come that we found that page? What made us find it? That I think is interesting now. What are people saying? Yeah. Windows 11 OOBE. What's OOBE? Oh, out of box experience. Okay. Okay, so basically, I think it's clear that we need to also trim the beginning. So we need to trim. I think we should do it like this. If um actually I don't think we can modify path this way, because if we modify path this way, then I think some other things will break downstream, because we use path also to indicate redirects, right? Let's see, we do get of a site asset with that path, and it is fine. Um, but like, where is this stuff? Like, okay, send not found. That's fine. Send file, and we give it path. Although to be fair, path is for opening the file. So actually, in that case, it would be correct to trim that prefix, keeping in mind that we need to keep it an absolute path because we are stripping that, unless we make the output path prefix like just a slash by default, and so we do the trimming that way. That might be interesting. Okay, then let's see, what else do we do with this stuff? Subpath. Oh yeah, we trim output path prefix, don't we? Don't tell me that we said this. Don't tell me that we said this um, ourselves. No, please. Fuck, look at this. This is wrong. This is absolutely wrong. Does it have a default? Okay, so now correctly, now it should be more broken than before. Yeah, now we are successfully failing more, which is correct. And now we're finding this stuff at the root, which is correct. Still wrong, but correct. Okay. Then also as the URL path prefix. Yes, that's correct. Not mentioned anywhere else. Right. So next is in serve, we need to decide what to do with this prefix. Let's continue looking at our use cases. Send file. Append / redirect. Pathway query. Okay, that's oh no, wait a second. Wait a second. Append / redirect. We give it pathway query. Oh, okay, we're still okay. At least we're doing that correctly. Cool. So Okay, we just need to trim the path prefix. That works. Okay, return error page. And then, so if it does start, then we do path equals path at URL path prefix dot len. Well, you know what? Let's do const len equals s dot URL path prefix. Okay. Oh, assertion failure. Assert source dot len greater than 0. Uh-oh. Okay, so let's return the error page here. I think we have already a routine to return an error page. Send error. Yeah, this part, the rest of the message is wrong. Okay, so we need a different template actually, but so Zine test is actually not like this. You know what the problem is? It's the leading slash. You need to do path one dot dot. There we go. And now everything works. Okay, so now we respect URL path prefix. The problem is that this message is freaking busted. That is so annoying. Like our prefix is so short. We don't have space for pretty much anything. We would gain back some bytes if we could do this, but man, at the same time, I don't know. The clipping, I don't want the clipping. I just don't want the clipping at all, I think. The issue with the truncated message is that I'm using the Zig Progress API to have always this thing at the bottom. So we print errors sometimes, but then no matter what happens, you always see this line here at the bottom. And in the future, the idea is, I don't know. I think it's a nice thing to have. And it makes sense. This also integrates well with the Zig build system. Not yet, but it will. Basically, the idea is that if you were to invoke, actually, this might work already today, but in the future, it will work even better. The idea is if you run the live server from a Zig build script, then this will become a step that you see in the build script. That kind of stuff. The problem is that it clips at 40. There's a constant clipping, and it should be parameterized, in my opinion. In any case, with this, we have solved the problem at least partially. And like, as a temporary solution, just to, test it out, check this out. If I'm, where am I? I'm two down. There we go. If I do this, and I change it to 80, so I'm like hacking my own Zig, which causes a bunch of stuff to rebuild. Fine. Come on, man. Really? Oh, here's the 40 character limit thing. Okay, would 70 still trip that assert? So 70 is fine. No, it's not. God damn it. I should, you know what? I should actually do the math instead of testing, or instead of trying a bunch of times, but oh well. Let's see what people are saying in chat. 700 milliseconds. What are you guys talking about? Wait, are you serious? Like, is it really that 40 is the max? Oh no. 42. So 40 is the actual max. How important is that thing? You know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna disable that check. And I'm gonna be a bandit. Haha. You can't stop me. It said that Crystal could be a good language, but if it wasn't so slow and didn't link too many depths into your app. Wait, isn't Crystal like native Ruby? Why is it slow? Oh, look at my beautiful thing now. Delicious. 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 Oh, the runtime is fine. The compiler is slow. Interesting. Can you copy the progress code and adapt it? Yes, or I could even straight up modify it in place. Because here's the thing: if you compile it yourself, then maybe the thing will be busted and fine. But if when I make the releases myself, I will make releases with this thing sized the way I want it to. This is probably just a crappy solution. Like probably the full solution is maybe that I shouldn't use this API this way. I should use it in a different way, maybe. I don't know. In any case, you know what? This is like minor. The main problem was we just did not have the web server work well at all with this thing. So this is fine. What did we do in root? This, right. Oh, no, wait. There's one thing that we still need to do, which is the error message. This one. We need, I think, a different template. We need, I think, a different one. No definition found. I think we need to make a new one. By the way, notice the delightful diagnostics when I write wrong HTML. Actually, these can be hard coded. Oh, but not by us. Okay, I get what I want to do. I now know what I want to do. Oh, I actually already have it ready. Okay, it's even better than what I expected. Too few arguments. Yeah, that is true. So can we do this? There we go. If we navigate away, outside of the URL path prefix, this website defines the URL prefix. Oh my god, I keep flipping them around. Set to Zine test and you are outside of it. Click here to navigate to the URL prefix path. Okay. Okay. Actually, let me click that link and see where that leads me. Yeah, I fucking knew it. Right. Without the slash. Oh, we crashed even? We crashed. Okay, we need to fix this corner case. Perfect. This should not have changed anything when it comes to tests, I think. There we go. So we're good. So this is done. Okay. Then what do we want to do? I feel like I want to switch gears a little bit. So I'm going to take a break from implementing stuff in Zine. And instead, let's start working on the Zine website. So we still have some stuff to implement, but not a big deal. Like, it's just a matter of getting it done. But then we have to update all the docs in the official website. We want to add more stuff to it. So I feel like doing that now. So here are the two main things that I think we should do that we haven't done yet, which makes it harder to read the document and understand the documentation than it should be. So two things that we're doing wrong. One is pages don't have a table of contents. So the page has a bunch of explanations, and they might be nice, but then you want to reference something, especially like in chunky documents like the Super HTML basics. At some point, maybe you vaguely remember that you read something about like the HTML escape hatch, but then you don't know where to find it. Actually, it's a Super MD thing. So you don't know where to find it, so you find it hard, and then you forget about it, and like yeah, it's hard. So the idea is, well, these pages clearly would benefit from a table of contents at the top. And what we could do is that by default, we keep the table of contents like collapsed maybe even. And then we allow you to expand it if you want to, or maybe not. Maybe we even like always leave it there. So step one, add table of contents. And I mean, as we do that, surely there won't be any bug that we encounter along the way, right? That is impossible. So we'll see. So we do Zine. Nice. Now we have a double slash. Why do we have a double slash? We should not have a double slash, do we? Let me check. Why do we have a double slash? Yeah, because this should have been taken away. Or should it? Actually, no. That's how it should be. Yep. And as a quick test, yep. Okay. So localhost 1990. Okay, so has SuperMD this thing and uses documentation as HTML. Documentation has page title and then the content. Okay, let's add a div and let's give it and let's put in here the table of content. And it works. It's just one is horribly unstyled. Second, it doesn't have links to things. So I guess we just need to make this better. Also, does this guy want us to put it inside a URL, or is it already a URL on the outer layer? It is a URL on the outer layer. Okay. So so we put the talk in there. Here we put an H2 maybe. Table of contents. It's centered. I don't know if we want it centered. I think we want it to look like kind of these guys. But it only applies under docs. Interesting. Honestly, there is nothing bad in having this same style apply. It's an H3 apparently. So let's see. Let's start with H3. Okay, it's just a little bit smaller. Oh, what happens if we make docs a class? There we go. That is kind of what we wanted. Um, there is a problem where everything starts at level 2. There is no level 1. So we kind of, I think we can instruct our table of contents to do that in a nice way. Um, let's take a look at the docs. Talk. Really? No, no other setting? Are you serious? Man, this table of content thing is so underwhelming. Um, HTML talk, and that's it. Wow. I was kind of hoping for something better. Yeah, I think we need to improve the implementation. I think we need to to improve the implementation of our table of contents because man, we it's so limited that not even we can make good use of it. So that kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. Kind of stings, huh? There's also, I guess, an argument to be made that maybe we shouldn't be using H2s and H3s that way. We should be using H1s. That honestly is also a decent argument. You know what? Maybe for now, that's what we should do. And basically, everything that we do in here. So we do have H1s, but we don't use them. How? Why? What happens if I make intro an H1? Right, it's those center things which we don't want to use at all. Okay, I get it. I think this should be H1 docs H2 and docs H3. We don't do this at all. And so at that point, we don't need to inflate H2s, I think. Yeah. I think this is fine. Okay, let's go fix all our usage of this stuff. So I think the way it works is that we need to select pound space, beginning of line pound space. Nothing selected. What are you talking about? And then we change it to pound sign space, and we write. Then we select pound space. And we change it to pound. Four ones. I think that's it. I think we should have moved everything. Yeah. Maybe you could argue that this H1 should be a little bit smaller. And that's it. Okay, now let's give links to everything. And that's on me. It has to be done manually. Do-do-do. Two columns. DevTools, front matter. Markdown syntax. Directives. Also, why is table of contents weird? Oh, because it's not an H1. There we go. Although now H2 is smaller, it's bigger than H1. Oh, I think I get it. It's because H2 is missing. Okay, I have no idea what's going on here. Nothing changes, then I don't know. .8 RAM. 2 RAM. 1.8 seems nice. I don't know. Okay. I get an error for duplicates? No, come on. Don't tell me that I'm not getting an error for duplicates. That is a problem. Oh no. We need to check why we don't notice duplicates. I think that we do it for sections. What? Okay. Basically, duplicate checking is completely busted. Okay. Hello, Rocco Rager. Okay, there we go. We linked everything except roadmap. There we go. Okay, so now everything has a link. Everything is in the table of contents. So this is already, I think, a huge improvement over what we had before. Jesus, this guy became huge. Uh, how do we make you? How do we make that thing huge? It was just small. I don't know, something like this. I clicked on something. No. Okay, huge. Please, dude. How does this work? Class block. Then H1. Why is it picking up the other stuff and not this one? What? Okay, now it works. Now it's super small. I don't know, 1.2 seems reasonable in relation to everything else. I'm curious which styling people use for the table of contents, in other things. Let me see. Um, who does that? I think, let's take a look at Zola. I think they had like collapsible table of contents somewhere. Did they not? They don't have any table of content. Okay, Hugo. Hugo. Oh my god, Hugo, why are you like this now? No, I'm sorry. I disapprove. Um I think we saw recently a website that had collapsible table of contents that we could look at the styling of, but I can't remember. Well, you know what? It's not super important. I was curious to maybe steal some nice design ideas, but in the end, this is fine. Okay, so table of contents added to SuperMD basics. Let's add the table of contents also to the other things. So we have to do super HTML. And it should be it. Super HTML basics doesn't use documentation. What? Okay, so we have a table of contents. We have linked everything. So that's good. Now that I think about it, maybe we should make all these headings sections. And if we do it like this, then they should all link to themselves. They all link to themselves, which is nice. I should probably do the same also for the other page. Yeah, now we have a table of contents for everything, which is good. Then what else? So this table of contents here in the main documentation page is kind of busted. Let's see. So we have links to other pages. Maybe we don't want the table of contents for this page here, but maybe we do. The point though is that if we do, then it needs to go after this. So it needs to be like kind of like have this and then have everything else afterwards. Maybe. Maybe. Let's do it like this. What getters do we have? I forget. Get or tries to get a value from after returns the second value on failure, but the second value is always a string. God damn it. I think this shouldn't be necessarily always a string. This should be like a get or should allow you also to do like booleans. Maybe it actually works and the description is wrong. That would be funny. Yeah, it works actually. The docs are wrong. Okay. So I think this is okay. So Super ND Basics has table of contents. Super HTML Basics has table of contents, which is nice. Now the reference. The reference should have some kind of table of contents, but I don't know if it should be a table of contents. I think it should be a sidebar instead. So the idea is we add a sidebar to this bad boy. That's what I would argue we should do. The problem with the sidebar is that it's not going to be a table of contents. It has to be like kind of custom made in a sense. Actually, can it be a table of contents? You know what? Now I'm kind of curious. What happens if we do that? So have a scripty reference. What happens if we do this? Yeah, this is not bad. It just needs to be on the side, I think. As a sidebar, this would be killer, in my opinion. What about Super HTML? Okay, let's try to turn this into a sidebar. How would that work? Yep. Okay, so this stuff has to work really differently. Holy shit. What do we extend base? What's in base? How opinionated are we in base? Not much. There's a div with ID content. Okay. A div with ID content. Maybe here we can redefine content even. I'm not sure. But we'll see. In any case, so this is the sidebar. You don't get to turn it off. It has to be on. So sidebar, I think I want to basically remove these markers. Hello in your site. So I think I want to remove these markers and I want to flatten basically all these things. You know where we did this work? We did it for Ziggy. Where do we style all this stuff? Yeah. What? There's no. It's in here. Yeah, look at this. I'm gonna steal all the sidebar stuff. Yeah. Something like this. Oh, the UL should have 1, 2, 3. This is 4. Can I do this? Can I make it disappear? Holy shit, I can make it disappear. Let's go. Okay, this highlight stuff is horrible because it's for a light website. Let's flip this stuff around. Hover, background color EEE. I don't know, something like this. Is this any better? I don't think we made it any better. Why? Why didn't I make it any better? Why is nothing changing? I'm touching the wrong thing. Yeah, I think I'm touching the wrong thing. There we go. Okay. So this is it. Okay, we're not doing a great job. Max width, I don't know. 600 pixels or something. Is this helping? This is not really helping. Oh man, there is so much CSS stuff that we need to kind of fix. Jesus. So these two things need to be like separately scrollable also. Also, I think the fonts on this side should be different. And these guys should start collapsed. But do we, this is not just a pure UL, right? We have on the outside, we have details and summary that contains all these chunks. And we don't have that. This is unfortunate. The fact that we just don't have that structure from the table of contents. Hmm. Hmm. I'm thinking that maybe the sidebar should be generated as HTML by our doc generation tool, where we have full control over everything. Because in reality, like the question, I guess the bigger question is this sidebar a table of contents? And the answer is maybe not exactly. Maybe yes, maybe not exactly. Because what we have at the top level, to be fair, is always a type. So maybe it is fine to keep all the types at the top level and then you can expand them and you see fields and functions in them. And then you'll kind of like expand them, maybe even one at a time. Like expanding one collapses the other. No, I think it's fine just to leave them as they are. So maybe yes, this is a table of contents, but I'm not sure. Also, there's too much info here. This stuff should not be here. This stuff should not be here. So we have code. We have EM. And then only function is code. That's another interesting choice. Oh, right. It's because I want to link things, right? Okay. I think this will require more time. So I think this is going to be it for me today. I know it's been a short stream, but I started late. I did other stuff today. But this is the direction that we're going towards. So we're gonna have a sidebar that makes it easier to navigate these things. Just like now we're going to have like a table of contents for the other things. We're gonna have a sidebar, and the reference will be much more accessible thanks to that. But we need to engineer exactly how we want the sidebar to kind of come into existence. So we have to make choices there. And one choice that seems interesting is maybe just, if here we were to only keep the code part of this and we dropped this stuff, that would be actually totally fine. But then functions are a little bit weird. Functions are a little bit weird. They're not exactly what they should be, in my opinion. But like, let's test it a little bit. It's like, how do we make text be display none? Oh, actually, I don't think we can we? Because this text is outside of any. I guess we can do it like this. At least we could do this. So with this, we made some stuff disappear, but not a ton. So this needs to be engineered further and might require me to do some code gen differently. So this is kind of gonna be it for me. Thank you all for hanging out, and I think I will see you next time. So